Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Hey everybody, welcome back to Over a Pipe. My name is Martin, and we're gonna enjoy a pleasant Sunday smoke over a pipe. And I am smoking some having a little change of pace during my burley month. I am smoking some Esoterica and So to Bed. From 2018. Good stuff. It is delicious, and I am so excited to have a bowl of this or two before I switch over my burley blends to the next blend of the month. Stay tuned for the first impressions video of Haunted Bookshop. That review will follow on Friday, I believe. So good. Today, we are going to have the first topic of planes, trains, and automobiles, which sounds odd. But I had just gotten back from a big trip to North Carolina, went to Charlotte, show my son the Lionel Trains manufacturer, which all of it's manufactured in Taiwan anyways. But my son is big into trains, so we decided to go up for a big sale and everything, and it was fun. We also got to tour in Concord the Transportation Museum, and that was a lot of fun. They had some really, really cool stuff up there, including a lot of big trains. One of the things that's really interesting about that, based off the history of it, is that up there in Concord, the town I think is, God, what is it called? Not Philip. Spencer. Town was named after the person that pretty much founded it and everything, that dealt with trains, and it's one of the few actual turntables for, not records, but not waka waka, no, turntables for the trains to put them into bay. So like for my son, it would be, when he used to watch Thomas the Train, it would be like Tidmouth Sheds, and it would be the Steamworks, and I mean they have all of it there, and it's huge warehouses and just really cool trains, and they're all volunteers, and so thankful that they all volunteered to do that stuff, so that way a lot of that gets preserved. Some of those old engines are amazing. Just some of the size. I mean, I'm over 6 foot, and some of the wheels towered me by a foot. So I was amazed. It was really, really cool. Lots of fun. We spent way more money than we were supposed to. I was hoping my wife would keep to budget. She did not, unfortunately. But we did get to enjoy ourselves. just a one-day trip there and back again. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. They also had some, besides trains, which that's mostly what my son's into, they had stuff about specific planes, how they were designed, some of the engines, things of that nature. I mean, obviously the Wright brothers. And then got to the automobile where he got to see some of what he calls old-fashioned. So he sees some of the old-fashioned cars, which I told him are called classics. It was a lot of fun. It was a heck of a lot of fun. So we enjoyed ourselves there. But I would say, like, if you plan on going to that in Spencer, Concord area of North Carolina, I would make sure you get there early and spend the day, because it is a lot. If you have any kids that are going to do the Polar Express thing, they are going to set up their roundtable area as the North Pole, which is pretty cool. So they're going to go up there, see Santa and everything, see Elle, see the whole 9 yards, and then spin and then come back. And it's a pretty cool little, like, 30 minute train ride. It's not a diesel engine, or it's not a steam engine, it's a diesel engine, but still a lot of fun. Really, really cool stuff. We actually bought some of the Polar Express stuff right now, because we're going to go to that up in Bryson City, because they actually will use the steam engine. And it's a lot of fun. Hopefully I don't fall down any stairs again. Speaking of things that grinds my gears, or as I am deeming, YTPCBF 2019. If you did not see or catch Typing Piper's very honest and open video that he had put, and if you have not seen some of the things he's been going through, it's pretty intense, and definitely disheartening to see somebody go through that. Gribbly, Max from Gribbly's Folly, that guy is a constant surprise to me, because he can show up at the right time and do something that's really nice. And so I have labeled what he is called Complain Fest. He used a different expletive, but I called it YTPCBF 2019. And I feel like that is a thing that if you have something to complain about, this is the time to complain. If you have a grievance, this is the time to make it known. But if you have been through really tough times and found a way through it, you should also give advice on what you have went through. I don't really have much to complain about, and I would feel ashamed of myself if I did. Do I get stressed? Yeah. Do I get upset? Yeah. Does everybody? Sure. Do some more than others? Absolutely. And for me, church and faith is very much a grounding point for me. And I won't preach about this or anything else, but without the church and without my faith, my life was a lot tougher. And I know that me specifically, just Sunday alone makes me a better person to those on Monday. I think that's a fact. I am better to whoever I meet on Monday than I would have if I didn't go on Sunday to church. And so, it makes me a better person, and it through a lot of, between mission work and charities and things like that, I really get very grounded, and seeing other people's struggles and appreciate what I have and what I've worked for. But it's tough. It's really, really tough. And the comment that I use to myself all the time is, I don't have time to get stressed. I don't have time to get sad. I don't have time to cry. I've got way too many things to do in light of that. Now, I also have healthy kids. I don't have any kids with any disabilities or problems right now, knock on wood, and praise God that they're that way. And I will continue to pray that they stay that way. However, nothing is promised, and so I am appreciating what I have to the fullest extent. Those with, I've also had a kid in the NICU. That's a terrifying thing. And there's people on here that had their kids in there in the NICU for way beyond what one of my children was through. However, it's a terrifying thing, whether I think it's 24 hours or half a year. I couldn't imagine going through half a year. I couldn't imagine going through 20 or 30. I couldn't imagine going more than a week. Which was about how long mine was. And it's amazing. And kudos to those parents who stick it through and are dealing with that stress, just as, people I've known with kids with mental disabilities that are getting older and older. You are never not a parent in your life when you have kids, but you are absolutely never not a parent. Forgive the double negative on that. You are never not a parent when a child has a disability. I'm a big giver of the autism awareness, and have seen how devastating that can be. And your job never stops when you have a kid with disabilities. As much as they are a blessing, it never stops. And so I think that absolutely feel free to use what we have as a sounding board and put yourself out there if you feel comfortable enough to talk about it. However, be prepared that people are going to speak back and try to give encouragement and things of that nature, whether you want to or not, or unless you want it or not. People are going to feel drawn to do that. And I think in our kind of community, that's really what we want to do. We want to be drawn to help people out in need, and support each other. And that's what's fun and great about the community. So it's exciting. So if you have a grievance, go right ahead. What grinds your gears, what you want to get out there, go for it. All I can say is for me, what helps me is prayer, church, the relationship I have with my family. Some of these things just having to be done on faith, and that's tough because I'm the type that wants to fix the problem when a problem happens, and it is rare when I come across one I can't solve, except for the train that my son has in there that for some reason the gear is not working and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So my wife yelled at me when I started disassembling it, so I put it right back together and left it be. But that's the thing, is it's tough because we want to fix it. We want to make it better. And it's hard. And always remember that there are always going to be lows in your life, but there will also be highs in your life too. Keep pushing forward. Never allow other circumstances and other things in your life to dictate your sanity. And what I mean by that is that if somebody's harassing you, don't allow what they're doing to dictate your life. Change your situation. You be in control yourself. Always realize that you have the control over yourself at all times, barring medical issues, things of that nature. I do not want to make light of anybody that has any specific problems. I have my own problems. I know Gribbs is very sensitive about OCD, but there are certain things that will give me anxiety when I leave. I have driven back an hour and a half because I didn't think I closed the garage door. I mean, it's, because there would be no way I could even sleep at night. It just wouldn't work. So I have certain things that I have to do to make sure that I have checked on my boxes, everything's good, and we're gone, and I'm okay. I can concentrate on what I'm doing instead of what I might or might not have done. And it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, spill out your grievances. We hope that Typing Piper mentally gets better. Our thoughts and prayers are going out to him. And smoke more tobacco. Smoke more. Smoke a lot more. All right. Moving on to questions and comments. We had some pretty good ones. I know that was a really quick transition. Let's see. Let's start with Stephen Anthony. I thought this was a pretty interesting question because where'd you go, Stephen? Stephen Anthony. Where did you go? Okay, I know Stephen Anthony was there. Let's see. Hey, everybody. I'm having to do this a little bit more impromptu. I don't know where his thing went. All right, so Stephen Anthony had, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's one of those freaking, whatchamacallits, the spam comments. So, Stephen Anthony commented, what is the deal? What is the deal? Commented or asked, what's the deal with Samuel Gawith? Nobody has any of their tobaccos anywhere. Not online, not in any of the stores around me. Are they defunct? I did not give this And So to Bed Any Drying Time. I should have, but I didn't. Are they defunct? No, they are not. In fact, you should go to turbo10.com and search for Samuel Gawith blends, and you will actually be pleasantly surprised that there are a bunch available. So again, Warren over there at turbo10.com. Go over there if you're looking for Samuel Gawith blends. I saw everything from Virginia Flake to Double X. I did not see any. Is my mic all right? There we go. I did not see any Cabby's Mixture or anything like that. I don't know if I got a piece of tobacco in my mouth or not. When in doubt, drink some coffee. Okay. So, we had one blend to rule them all. Rafat Keglian commented, this was the review I have been waiting for. Thank you for the hard work to bring us all these reviews. You're very welcome. I appreciate you watching. Again, from that video, one blend to rule them all. Piper Hips commented, sounds like a good smoke. Thanks for the great review and suggestion. Suffolk Piper UK commented, Germains are great. Thanks for sharing. Tim Bruce 46, new subscriber. Thanks for the sub. Goatman Stevie commented on the last Sunday smoke when I was asking which would you like to call the new Peterson blends? Would you want to call them Peter Hills or Duntersons? I mean, I'm partial to both. I think he's the only one that commented on which he would like better. I mean, I like the Peter Hills. Peter Hills is not bad. Peter Hills rolls off the tongue pretty well. So, also from that video, the Typer Piper commented, you call it chatter, I call it masticated. just saying, great video. So he was talking about the pipes that my dad had gotten me from the flea market. And they're pretty torn up. Francisco N, thanks for the sub, appreciate you. Oh, Earl of Pipes. I had asked him specifically about the aromatic blend that he said tasted like what it smelled, what he was getting from it, from 10 notes and things like that. And he commented back that blend was Autumn Evening. And funny enough, Phil from Briar Report commented on the blends for the month and said, those are all great early winter blends. Love them all. Personally, I would also include Autumn Evening, since for obvious reasons I only smoke in the fall. Let's see, what did he say? Now that the foundation is laid, has been laid, let's have the reviews. P.S. That's the oddest looking inn I can recall. I can recall ever seeing. He was talking about my board. Thanks, Phil. Yeah, so Autumn Evening, one of those fewer aromatics. I'm not a big aromatic guy, but that could be one that I'd put on my list. Let's see. Newton Pipes and Sticks said, I really enjoy the HH Old Dark Fired. Deep smoky tobacco flavor. Always a satisfying smoke for me. And then Barbed Wire Piper said, I have all three of these blends, only have opened the Old Dark Fired and loved it. I'll pop open the other 2 tins this week. I hope you do, because we're gonna enjoy these blends together and have a blast. Wildcat Sam 77 said, Martin, all good blends there, sir. I have to say, Sleepy Hollow by Strauss Tobacconist and English Hoopla by Daughters and Ryan are good fall, autumn, winter blends as well. Happy pipe time, sir. I thank you for the recommendation. I'm going to add those to my wish list. I wish I could buy all of them, but the wife would have a time with me if I did. Pipe and Tobacco Yanez said, HH Old Dark Fired is one of my top blends of all times. Or like, I wonder if I could do like, hello, Yanez here. HH Old Dark Fired is one of my I can't do it. I'm going between like Scandinavian and Scottish. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, he said, Orlick Dark Strong Kentucky has something added and did not ring all the bells. I haven't tried the Haunted Bookshop. Looking forward to what your impressions will be of these blends. Take care. Appreciate you, man. Paul the Scandinavian said, same here. McBaron HH Old Dark Fire may be one of the greatest tobacco in today's world. Whereas when we're speaking of Orlick's Strong Kentucky, I'd say the brand name itself is badly misleading. Did discover nothing strong there, but only the licorice. I'm curious to see what they have there. Paul the Scandinavian, interesting blends, all these three. Best greets and good luck, Paul. Could you possibly consider doing reviews on St. Bruno's and Aaron Moore Flakes down the road? P.S. HH Mac Old Dark Fired is amongst my favorite tobaccies. Also, Amphora Kentucky blend was a big surprise to me. Same as Old Dark Fired, but a tad milder, less sweet. But yeah, again, thanks for the suggestion on those tobaccos. I can absolutely look at doing those going down the line, and I'll make sure to write those. This is what's nice about working from a whiteboard. St. Bruno's. I've got Brunella Flake. That's what I have. St. Bruno's and Aaron Moore. Aaron Moore Flakes. Add those smile lists. Hold on. Where were you at? Sleepy Hollow. This way I can remember to add it to my list. English Hoopla. English Hoopla. English Hoopla. English Hoopla. I don't know why that's so fun to say. English Hoopla. All right, let's see if we have any questions. Yes, we do, from my good old buddy George, George the Green Coblin, Peter Hill for sure, or Peter's Dunhill. which seems to be a lot what people are referring it to as. Thanks for the response. I hope you forgave your dad for the pipe set. It was a nice gesture. Hashtag ask over a pipe. Are you proficient in sanitizing, cleaning, restoring pipes, or do you have your personal pipes or estate pipes sent out to be restored? If so, who do you use? Cheers. Have a good weekend. I have not used any. I have hobby wise done my own, and there is a couple videos that I made specifically showing how to do a retort, and I'm a huge fan of the retort because of the fact that you're boiling alcohol. You're using mass amounts of pressure to force this alcohol, this hot alcohol, into the stem all the way down. And sometimes you don't want to get it too far. But for my Peterson pipes, I try to get it down into the system, the chamber down at the bottom, the reservoir. And you're really trying to leach out as much as you can. But for the most part, you're cleaning out the stem and the shank. And it works exceptionally well. It's amazing the particulates and the color of the grain alcohol when you light it and you're using that medical tubing and the test tube. I wish I had like a Bunsen burner and everything because I'd really like to get like all, scientific on it. But anyways, so you're heating it up until it boils the alcohol. It will literally convulsively shoot the alcohol down into the stem, at which point you then would, after you've gotten a good amount of the alcohol in there, the best thing that I recommend is that you actually tilt it back some. The pressure will hold this alcohol up in here until it starts to cool. Now, once it starts to cool, it's going to create a vacuum in the test tube and pull that alcohol back out. Now, you're going to stick some cotton balls down into your pipe because you want to try and absorb as much of that alcohol as possible that goes in there and not allow that to go back through. You really are just trying to clean out the stem and the shank at that point and sanitize it. So it's going to leach that out. You do that a few times until you start seeing it come out a lot clearer and no more particulates. And that's how a lot of people are, that's how I sanitize my own pipes. For the outside, you can do a bleach bath, you can do some OxyClean. I've done both. I'm back and forth between them. I would like to send mine off. I've been saving up because I've got a few pipes that I'd really like to just have completely restored for the most part and clean and refinished. And then at which point I would probably continue to wax the bowls that I have, especially my briars, and pay a little bit more attention to the stems and the cleaning. I tend to clean my pipes after every smoke. For my corn cobs, I don't always clean them after every smoke, but I do. I do have my alcohol that's gotten a little fuzzy because of the whatchamacallits, pipe cleaners that I use in there. So I will absolutely clean these out after I smoke them, and I like to use some alcohol wipes. Now you got to be careful with alcohol wipes when you have these lucite stems. These, like these specific stems on the Missouri meerschaums. These alcohol wipes are okay, and don't let these sit after you use it because this is not good for you. Would be toxic. But I clean these off with this specifically because I'm getting the inside, but I need to get the outside after I smoke. For instance, these Petersons, you want to be careful because this will rub off any finish and discolor and even oxidize parts of your stem. And this is for the vulcanite. The vulcanite stems. Love that. That's my Frog Morton cellar briar. Just always because it looks like a frog skin, and is one of my favorites. So that's how I clean. That's how I clean and sanitize my pipes. Let's see. I think you had maybe one more. I think we all predicted which was going to be the winter blend. This was on the one blend to rule them all. Speaking of germains, Hashtag Ask OAP. I'm sure you enjoyed Jermaine's blends. Excluding Esoterica, I'm speaking Jermaine's pipe tobacco only. What are your top 3? I'm thinking of buying a few to cellar over the winter months while my pipe smoking will almost be non-existent. Cheers. I have not smoked any Jermaine blends. I have some, what is it? The Jermaine's Latakia. It's in a purple tin. For me, I would like to try the Rich Dark Flake, Special Latakia Flake. I'd really like to try those blends that mimic the Esotericas and see and compare myself. I've seen some comparisons, but I'd really like to compare myself because I think it would be very, very interesting. But those are Rich Dark Flake, Rich Dark Flake, Special Latakia Flake. You know, pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of them I'd like to try. You know, like what is it? King's Blend, 17. Was it 17.9? Whatever it is. I don't know. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but yeah, I would like to try pretty much all of them. So, I mean, if you get some, I would love to know your opinions of them. Let's see. Does that wrap it up for the week? It looks like it does. See, Chris Vlohos. I really enjoy the HH Old Dark Fire, deep smoky tobacco flavor. Always a satisfying smoke for me, and I think that will do it for the week. Thank you everybody for coming in and having a smoke with me. I appreciate all of you. Man, I think we went a little long today, but we'll see. I got to make sure that I don't record too long because the sound starts skipping. Anyways, this is Martin from Over a Pipe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We will see you next time for the pleasant Sunday smoke over a pipe next Sunday. Keep a watch out for that first impression and review of Haunted Bookshop. Go get you some And So to Bed. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. We'll see you later. Oh boy.